George threw a new pillow on the ground and knelt down with a thud. David, standing in front of him, but the next second, a huge stone platform descended from above. On it were scraps of leftover food. Strangely, George looked at it as if it were the finest delicacy in the world and frantically stuffed the food into his mouth. David, however, found it disgusting. Still, George reminded him that he had to eat at least a little. After hearing this, David eventually picked up a pear he had never tasted before and slipped it into his pocket. George gave him a wicked smile. Soon, the stone platform began to descend again. Picking up a wine bottle, George said, "We have 47 levels above us, and he's not the only one who spits on the food." Curious, David asked how many levels there were in total. George admitted he didn't know. The highest he had reached was level 132, and by then there was no food left at all. David remained determined, though, as this was his first time here, on level 48. Suddenly, he felt a wave of heat. Alarmed, David asked George if he felt it too. George replied, "If you don't want to burn to death, throw away that pear in your pocket. The food belongs only to the level where the platform stops." Hearing this, David reluctantly tossed the pear down, and the heat instantly subsided. That night, the stone platform shot back up to the very top. David still refused to eat the leftovers. Instead, he said he wanted to communicate with the people on the level above. He urinated on the platform. David then realized George truly was a madman. One day, as the platform descended, a woman named Emily was sitting on it. David thought she had forgotten to get off while eating, so he reached out to help her. George stopped him, saying, "Don't bother. She's crazy. Once a month, she rides down looking for her child." Soon the platform descended further. On level 49, two starving men dragged Emily away as soon as they saw her. Horrified, David shouted desperately, begging them to stop, even wanting to jump down to help, but each level was 6 meters apart. Not long after, Emily climbed back onto the platform herself. The two men had gone silent. It seemed she had killed them. The way she now looked at David had also changed. George told him, "After tonight, we'll be assigned to a different level." David then fell into a deep sleep. When he awoke, he was horrified to find his limbs tied to the bed, a place where it was impossible to get any food. George pulled out a knife. Just as he was about to strike, the platform suddenly descended. On it sat Emily. She smashed a wine bottle over George's head, picked up the fallen knife, and walked straight toward him, slitting his throat in one swift motion.